Good. You guys are good clappers. Not really laughers, but I like it. I'll take the claps. Are you okay? You're over there. I keep looking up. You look very sad. You're doing all right? Okay, it's very awkward. Oh, it's an awkward angle? Is that what it is? Oh, I keep looking at you and that makes it awkward? Yikes. So you want me to not notice your depression? Like, it's glaring at me. You're right there. I mean, you have to understand, I don't expect you to be happy when I'm here. I mean, it's nice. It's nice to know that I show up, across half the world and you're like, yeah, this is cool. But even if you come to the show like this, maybe I can help. But after 5 minutes of jokes and I look over, you're still like this, I'm like, I don't know what to do anymore. Maybe acknowledge it. And then if I acknowledge it, like, why are you acknowledging it? Well, I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do at this point. But if you've been following my stand-up for years, I don't have one common thing. I like to do difficult subjects, such as isosceles triangles, or Palestine, of course. It's a difficult subject. And the reason I'm able to do these difficult subjects is because I'm very aware that I come from a place of privilege. Okay, I live in what's called the first world. I didn't know we were numbering them. But I had a great childhood. Both my parents loved me. I was the favorite. I grew up in apartheid, but on the good side. You know what I mean? So I know what it's like. And so I'm aware. I approach difficult subjects coming from a place of privilege. I'm aware that I'm privileged because I thought about it this year. I thought about it very carefully. I thought about what was the biggest adversity that I faced personally this year, and it's very embarrassing. It was a night that I ordered DoorDash. I know this sounds horrible already. I'm aware. You guys know what DoorDash is. It's a food delivery service. I like DoorDash because the people who bring you the food, they call them dashers. And so it's like they're dashing it towards you, like, just feels like they're in a rush to deliver you the food like the king that you are. And so this night, I was very hungry, so I ordered a burrito. I'm not sure if they have those in Australia yet, but it's basically food wrapped inside of food. I ordered that for my tummy. And just a few minutes after ordering it, I thought, I kind of want something sweet. So I'm going to order some ice cream. That's how I'm living like the favorite child every day, Back in the day, I'd be like, Mom, can I have ice cream? She'd be like, yes, you're the favorite. And now I treat DoorDash the same way. I'm like, DoorDash, can I get ice cream? Like, yes, just send us more money. And so I ordered another order. I ordered ice cream. I don't know if you've ever had the luxury of ordering 2 separate orders on one of these food apps. But 2 different individuals will bring you food from 2 different locations at, statistically, 2 different times. But on this very night, my 2 dashers arrived at the exact same time. And it was so embarrassing. Oh my God, it was so awkward. I was like, oh my God, they see each other. It's so bad. They clocked each other in like, you're here for this guy? He wants that and this? Oh my God. What a pig. He's probably gonna eat with his hands too. And they just set it on my doormat in disgust, like, let's get out of here. And then I waited for them to leave, watching them through the curtain. And then I slithered out, got my 2 bags and went inside. And I just ate them really quickly, like I hunched over. That's how I eat. And then that was the hardest night I had all year. That's the level of privilege I'm coming from. Just letting you know. And, okay, well, there was a night where my house got broken into. Forgot about that one. And I know my house got broken into because I was inside, which I would argue is the worst time to be in your house. Some people are like, dude, that's the best time because you can defend your home. Like, that's assuming that I'm a hero, which I am not. So I was sitting on my couch one night, which is kind of near the front door, and I hear a knock. Now, when someone knocks on the front door, it can only mean one of 2 things. Either they're trying to sell you something or kill you, okay? And I was not interested in either of those things that night. Okay, so when somebody knocks on my door, my strategy is to just freeze so that the person can't even hear my motion. Because we've all knocked on someone's door, rang the doorbell. You can tell when someone's in there. You can just hear their aura. You're like, I know this motherfucker's home. So my thing is just like, remove all traceable forms of life, power down, and just wait for the knocking to stop. And they knock again. And I'm like, this will pass. They knock again. All right, 3 knocks it is. Knock again. Getting greedy there, buddy. And there's a pause. I'm like, they're leaving. And then They twist the doorknob. Oh no. They're testing to see the door is open because nobody else lives here. So I'm just like, hold on. Don't make any noise. They twist the door arm again, very aggressively. I'm like, oh, they really want to get inside. Then it occurred to me, like, at what point am I going to defend my home? Because I really don't think I'm going to. I really thought about it. I was like, if this person breaks into my house, I'm just going to pretend like I'm a statue. So if they come in, they're like, whoa, that's a realistic looking statue. Where'd you get it? You know? Or they would know that it was me, and they would see that I was scared, so they would at least play along with the game. Like, whoa, that's a cool statue. I'm gonna go rob the place. It's like improv, you know? So I'm like, what am I gonna do? Twist the doorknob. Then this person starts throwing their body weight into the door. Like, oh, don't shake, motion. They do it again. And I'm actually really impressed because I can stand pretty still and I'm like trying not to shake or make any motion. I'm trying to stabilize. They do it again. And then my phone goes ding. I was like, I looked at my phone and I kid you not, it actually was good timing because it just so happens 20 minutes prior, I ordered DoorDash. And my phone is notifying me that my Dasher was arriving and I was like, thank God, a hero. I looked at my phone. His name was Muhammad, too. I was overjoyed. It said, Muhammad has arrived. I was like, peace be upon him. I gave him 5 stars right away. I was like, you know what to do, buddy. And then I see the GPS, the dot approaching the house. I'm like, Muhammad's going to save me. He's going to save me. He always does. And then I'm hearing this guy throwing his body weight against the door. I'm like, Muhammad, do the right thing, do it. And then I see the dot approaching the door, throwing the body weight against the door, and then I see him walking away. I'm like, no, Muhammad, no! Where are you going? He's like, this is not my business. He's like, this is just weird. And then I see him walking off further, and I start to cry. I'm like, no. And then the guy throws his body weight against the door. Now I'm like freaking out again. And then I see the dot start to move back towards the door. I'm like, okay, he's changed his mind. He's like, I cannot stand for this injustice. And my mind's like making it political. I'm like, thank God for immigrants. You know what I mean? Like, you know, good conscience, you know, doing the jobs that us citizens don't want to do, like defend our own homes, right? And so I'm like, you go, Muhammad. Can I give him 5 stars again? I don't know. And then I see him approach the door. Guy's still throwing the body weight. I'm like, Muhammad, are you just watching? And then he throws the body weight even harder this time. I'm like, Muhammad, are you helping? Are you like throwing this guy against the door and he just bounces back like I'm gonna help this guy out? I'm like, what is going on? And then it dawned on me, there's a delay on this app. So this has been Muhammad the whole time. I look, I'm like, that's his car right there. And that's him. Oh my God. Why is my Dasher trying to break into my house? Like, he was like, oh, I'm gonna leave this food. This house looks really nice. Might as well give a little, take a little. My politics instantly changed. I'm like, immigrants! They were right, you know? I'm like, what do I do? And I'm like, like now the adrenaline's kicking in. I'm like, you gotta do something, save your home. Then I look a little closely and I'm like, he looks kind of like a small guy. I could probably take him, you know? So I open the door. I'm like, Muhammad, what's the deal, man? And he looks at me, he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. It says to leave inside. Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Oh my God, I put leave inside on the directions. That was a typo. I meant to put leave outside like a normal person. But I think maybe I made a typo and then autocorrect changed it to inside. You know, autocorrect, these are the kinds of struggles that I have. Autocorrect, really. And I kind of like took a moment to like laugh at it. And I was like, and I'm like, man, I really appreciate you trying to get inside, you know? Because he's like, he just said leave inside. He has to follow the directions. I'm like, that's awesome, man. Like, but like, how far were you gonna go? You know, like, you nearly broke down the door. He's like, yeah, my right side hurts. I'm like, definitely gonna tip you for this one. But like, I understand why he did that because, you know, these people who deliver food on the apps, I don't know if anybody here does it, but like, you have to follow the directions. Because people get upset when you don't follow the directions to a T. Like, you know, there's been some Karen out there who's like, he didn't leave it on the right corner of the doormat, counterclockwise like I asked. 1 star. So now these Dashers are traumatized Somebody's not going to get upset because they didn't follow the directions. So Muhammad was like, he said, leave inside. I'm just going to get inside of his house by any means necessary. Because you got to respect that hustle. So, I gave him 5 stars again, gave him a tip, and sent him on his way. And then I ate my burrito. Again, I was like, and the burrito was so good, I completely forgot to change the directions on my app. So I totally just left it saying leave inside for another 2 weeks. And I didn't realize this until 2 weeks later when I was back home again. And this night I was also very hungry. And so I ordered 2 Dashers again. Okay, sorry. And the 2 Dashers came at the same time again. I don't know if it's me. I'm just attracting like these 2-for-1 scenarios. But they came at the exact same time, and I didn't realize it, and I didn't realize that I hadn't changed the app until I'm sitting on my couch, and then I hear someone banging on the door and the window at the same time. These guys were trying to break into my house from 2 different entry ports. And I kind of just looked out the window, just been like, oh, they're doing a good job. Like, they even started working together. Like, how are we gonna get in this nice house? What are we gonna do? Should we go around the back gate? Should I lift you on the roof? We can Santa Claus that shit down the chimney? Like, they were working together. It was actually really cool, but I had to go out there and break it. I'm like, sorry guys, Muhammad. It was a complete mistake. Thank you for the food. Peace be upon y'all, and have a nice day. And after that, I changed it back to leave outside, and I've had no adversity since. So that's where I'm at. I'm just letting you know, just so you know where I come from personally, okay? And this is all just to say I'm aware that I don't have a real struggle in my life, and that's why it's very easy for me to address obvious, difficult topics and address people who are enduring real suffering, because I know what real suffering looks like. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it feels like, but I know what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? So I see people suffering in the world, and I have to say something about it. And a lot of you know I'm Palestinian, okay? And people ask me, like, I see what you're going through. I know you care so much about people in Palestine because you're Palestinian. To be honest, I don't even think about being Palestinian when I see what they're going through. I just think it's just, you see human suffering. Yeah, that's all it is. I just literally see human suffering. I don't think that if I was any other race or nationality that I would see it any differently. I see people suffering, and I'm gonna be honest, for the last 2 years, I've been cycling between sadness, frustration, and pure rage. And I'm gonna admit, at this point in time, I'm pretty locked into pure rage. Yeah. I'm just in there. I make sure that my rage is never directed towards my fellow people around me who are trying also to be good people. My rage is not directed towards anyone other than my politicians. That's it. And probably yours too. My politicians and yours, who, I don't know your politicians personally, but I imagine they're all scumbags as well. And so, I don't even need to know their names and I hate them. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Yes, but my hate is it's exclusively for politicians. That's it. And now,